Hi, I'm Monica Bay, Editor-in-Chief of Law Technology News, and I'm here with Robert Ambrogi. How is the cloud affecting small firms?
Well, it's been an interesting year. 2013, I think, was the year that small firms, I say it's the year that the cloud kind of finally came into its own among small firms. There have been a couple of different surveys now that have showed that roughly 40% of solo and small firm lawyers say they are using the cloud, and if it's 40% who say they're using it, it's probably more like 50% or 60% who's actually using it. A lot of concern still about the security. That's the top concern. I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about that, and I think that's what fuels a lot of that concern. I think you and I both know that a lot of these firms that are worried about security in the cloud have no security in their own firms or not very good security.
Bob, one of the questions that a lot of writers, including you, have been addressing is how do you vet a potential cloud that you're going to use? How do you make sure that they aren't going to go bankrupt? How do you avoid the question of who owns the data? What are the key issues on that, and what should people do?
Well, I mean, there have been, I think, something like 18 ethics opinions now that have addressed this, and they all say lawyers have an obligation to do some reasonable degree of due diligence on these vendors. You know, the key is to use reputable vendors, first of all.
But how do you know if they're reputable?
Well, you know, some of them you're going to know the reputation. I don't want to name names, but there are some big companies here that you know them. They've been around for a long time. So, I mean, that's a question. How long have they been along? How well are they financed? How diversified are they? What other businesses do they have? You want to look into the agreements they're going to require you to sign. You want to ask where their servers are, what kind of security they have on their secure servers. Do they have approval of there's various vetting agencies that look at the security of the servers, and you can see their little seal of approval on their websites usually. So there's a number of factors like that. A lot of these ethics opinions spell it out pretty clearly in terms of what you should look for.
For a small firm, my last question for you is, what's the advantage of using cloud services?
Well, the biggest advantage is simply not having to maintain all that infrastructure, the IT staff. You don't have to do software upgrades. You don't have to maintain hardware. You don't have to worry about installation problems. If the system goes down, you don't have to scramble to find somebody to support it. And then predictable pricing is the other one. You have a flat monthly fee and you know what you're paying, and there's no hidden costs, there's no disaster costs. And of course you've got your data stored off-site, which is an advantage for a lot of firms that aren't doing that now. So a redundancy in storage.
Well, that's all great advice, and Bob, we'll look forward to more content from you. And I'm Monica Bay, the Editor-in-Chief of Law Technology News.